Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness there is no God but Allah, who came to us in the persons of Master Fard Muhammad. And I bear witness that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is indeed thine exalted Christ. And I furthermore indeed bear witness that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is our divine reminder, leader, teacher, and guide. I greet you all in the nation, greeter words of peace. We say it in the Arabic language. Assalamu alaikum. All praises due to Allah. First and foremost, family, we like to thank you all for joining us and giving us a few moments of your time on behalf of Brother Albert Muhammad and the Let Us Make Man family. We could never thank you enough for taking a few moments of your time to watch our videos, read our posts, support our cause, our efforts in the plight of the black community. We can never thank you enough. I'm not going to take too much of your time with this session, family. I'm going to get straight to the point of what this is really all about. And it's really not that difficult to figure out. It pays to kill a nigger. Police officers all across America are looking to cash in. It's the new retirement to gun down an innocent black man, knowing that the system that was set up, not for us, but for them, will definitely work on their behalf. I understand how difficult it is for majority of our people to give us an opportunity. And when I say us, I'm speaking of those of us who are actively involved in the Nation of Islam, who take the time to provide our people with the most adequate and accurate information that we could provide them with. We could never thank you enough for this. But there's a God on the scene, family, and what's happening to us is either going to destroy us as a race of people, or ultimately it's going to cause us to unite and build a wall around each other that's unbreakable. Right? Let me give you an example of what I'm trying to get at for the most part. Why these things continuously take place. Well, what are you talking about, brother? We shared the information that came to us. Officer Geronimo Yanez. Officer Geronimo Yanez, the officer that assassinated Philando Castile. Cold-blooded, right before the world, while his fiance and the baby was in the vehicle. Reckless shooting. He shot in the vehicle with no regards to who was in the video. Then they had the audacity to even cuff the sister after the trauma that she just experienced from the foundation of the Philando Castile case. We've been following this case from the beginning to what they think is the end, but it's not. It's not the end. There's too much happening. Our sisters put together a movement called Black Lives Matter. It was just a simple dialogue between three sisters that wanted to get involved. They came up with a movement that the Caucasian took and blew it out of proportion for the sole purpose to mark our sisters, while they continuously show us black life have no value. There are more police officers killed in America by white people than there are by black people, so we understand each other. It's very random when a black person would actually kill a police officer when it's the norm for white people to do it. The state of Minneapolis, the suburb of St. Anthony's Police Department awarded Geronimo Yans, the assassinator of our brother, $48,500. Y'all listen to me. $48,500 after the acquittal as a buyout. Y'all don't understand. This man was paid for an assassination. Huh? We can't even get a hiccup without getting killed one way or the other. Not only did they award him $48,500 as a buyout just to leave their suburban police department, knowing that this man qualifies to become a police officer anywhere in the states because of the acquittal. The same thing that happened to Tamir Rice in Cleveland, Ohio. The officer that gunned down Cleveland, Ohio, was terminated from another police department before he was able to swindle his way into the Cleveland, Ohio Police Department and gun down Tamir Rice. Philando Castile was a good brother, loved by family and friends and associates, well-respected teacher, appreciated by his students and peers. 32 years old, had every right to bear arms. According to what we thought. But see, these crackers are telling us we don't have no rights in America. Now, some of us could be the good Negro and fit in and assume that you're going to be all right. I believe the last thing in Philando Castile mind was that he was about to get gunned down while he was complying with the officer's request. This officer, Geronimo Yanes, was also awarded by the Minneapolis Police Department that he worked for 600 hours of unpaid, unused personal leave time. Let me repeat that. Officer Yanes was awarded 600 hours of unused personal leave. So to top off giving him $48,500 for the assassination of Philando Castile, he got 600 hours of unpaid leave time. What does that tell you? See, what's happening is this system that we're caught up in, truly capitalizing off the hate that we have for one another. There's not one ethnic group or community in America that does not have problems in their community. But the problems in the black community are scrutinized, scandalized, and promoted to the extreme so that they can justify whatever happens. And our brother DJ said, just shared with us, these are taxpayers' dollars. Your money and my money. So to kill a nigga is profitable in the minds of your average police officer all across America. The assassinator of Mike Brown. The assassinator of Mike Brown, they raised $4 million for him before he even went to court, or before his case went to court. I'm showing you how white people stand up for each other, especially in their wrong. When we struggle like hell to back each other, man, and help each other. We gotta get out of this madness. We can't do it alone. You can't do it by yourself. And if you think you're going to ride down the road and go to your lily white job, your lily white house with your picket fence and your fancy cars, them crackers coming for you, man. There's no unity amongst black people. Why? I'm going to share with you what I believe the reason might be or is. See, this was orchestrated 460-something years ago. Huh? When they began to separate, during the Willie Lynch syndrome, when they separated the families, when baby was being born, maybe in Georgia, and was sent to Alabama, not knowing who their true family is. And this is why in the black community, you can blow down your own brother and not even realize that's your real brother, because you've been sick, man. We sick as hell, and they capitalize it off of this. Huh? The officer that shot Tamir Rice was paid wealthy for killing a 13-year-old child. Our young sister Bianca in West Pennsylvania, driving home, shot in the head at 18 years old by some deranged cracker. And we hate each other to the core, man. See, you caught up in religion, but I'm not caught up in religion. The black man is God, man. It's this religious madness that's got us going haywire. And everybody comes in. Dylan Roof in South Carolina walks in a church, gunned down 9 parishioners, and white folks raised his bail money overnight. But because of what he did, them crackers refused to let him out. But they took him to Burger King, man. Black women are being raped by police officers in front of their children. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said to every black man that's listening to this video right now, it is our responsibility to stand up like soldiers and die like a soldier for the betterment of black people, man. I'm not a racist. We in a damn race. We're racing for survival. You can't trick me with that technology. I'm a hater. I'm a racist. How in the hell could I be a hater and a racist and you don't know nothing about me, man? I was born God. Taught by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad through his student, his national representative, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. There is no way on earth I can sit here and have the heart that I have and share and say what I say without fear, if not for following the life-giving teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, as is taught today by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. You can take it or let it alone, but they not running up on the FOI. They not running up on the MGT, damn it, because they know there's a price to pay. Farrakhan don't raise no cowards. You couldn't assassinate us like that and walk away with $48,500 and live happily ever after with 600 hours of unpaid leave time. This is serious, man. We can't bring Philando back. We can't bring Lawrence Myers back. We can't bring Sandra Bland back. We can't bring none of them back. But we better figure something out. And you dealing with the most powerful and the most wickedest government on the planet that has some of the greatest arsenal in the world. But David stood up against Goliath with just a stone. How in the hell you tell me you're a Christian and you're a Muslim or whatever, you're atheist or Buddha, Hindu, Shiite, Sunni, Ansar Allah, whatever you say you is, but you scared to try your God? And what do I mean by that? I'm simply saying it is time that we come together and stop these crackers. I couldn't fathom how the mayor, listen to this real clearly, in order for that decision to be made, for the state of Minneapolis to award this officer $48,500. Let me show you something about their social equality, right? Which is made up by these so-called agencies. See, the mayor of that city, the city council of that city, right? The police union of that city, they all had to come together. And then you know what they based their judgment on and why the case was acquitted? They simply said he saw a gun. Wow. he saw a gun and threw away all his training. All his training throughout the police academy. We're going to talk about that dangerous group that's going around, or that's out in America, called the police academy. This officer, Geronimo Yans, threw away all his training with a child in the vehicle with the mother, and opened fire relentlessly until Philando didn't move anymore, not giving a damn if he hit the baby or hit the mother. His sole purpose, I believe in my heart, because this was in a suburban area, and crackers don't like niggas in their area. Y'all better get it together. But his sole purpose was to do exactly what he did. Look how fast he pulled the gun out. He was shooting before the gun got out of his holster. This is real. The mother and the baby in the vehicle. They killing us like wildflower. You talking about we crazy, meaning the Nation of Islam, because we're saying join onto your own kind, become one, join the 10,000 feelers, become one, join the peacekeepers, become one. Run these crackers from amongst us. We don't need white people in our community, and we need to stay the hell out of the white community. We need to stay the hell out of their restaurants. Who cook better than a black woman? And there's black women on this damn feed. Who cook and feed their family better than the black woman? There's not a woman on this planet that can feed their family with little to nothing better than the black woman. Hands down. There's no need for us to continue running in their little workout rooms, their gyms. Right? Separation is what I'm talking about. Separate or die. Because you're not literally going to win a physical confrontation with this cracker and this beast the way we are so divided, and the hate that we distill against one another. Pay close attention to our own personal actions. How in the hell do we get off putting videos out fighting and hurting each other? Don't you know they seeing this? The whole world sees this. So this is why when a Philando Castillo is shot like that, don't nobody give a damn. Even the United Nations, which is based, their headquarters is based here in the U.S. So as long as you continue to post them raggedy videos, fighting, taking off your clothes, black woman, showing your natural beauty, then the world don't give a damn about what happens to us. Because we don't. I didn't get on this feed to play with you, man. None of this that I do is to be playing games. I believe Almighty God Allah inspires me to log into this Facebook and utilize the internet for a just cause. Huh? The white boy that shot Dylann Roof. God knows how much those white folks raised for him overnight. They say, hell with them niggas. We gonna show y'all how we get down. Lil Pookie or June catch a case or get the hell beat out of him by the police. We take videos of it and talk about it, knowing that he's a good kid. We won't collectively come together and say, no, that wasn't right. We're gonna put our money up. We're going to help each other out. I don't care how much money you got, where you work at. None of that's going with you in your casket. Better believe that. And because of our selfishness and our rebelliousness against truth is why these crackers can make a decision like they made. Everybody was crying and weeping and moaning when the acquittal went down. But they didn't see what was coming behind the acquittal. See, because once you get acquitted, that means you never did nothing wrong. So instead of this suburban police department taking this monster back when they know he was wrong, they brought him out. A buyout, early retirement for killing a nigga. Early retirement. So you got almost every police officer in the world. And by the way, he wasn't a white boy, so we get it right. And that's another problem with us as far as black people. And part of what I'm about to say, most of y'all not gonna like, but I don't give a damn. I seriously don't give a damn. And I'm not dealing with emotions at all. There's nothing emotional about me. I'm just riding with the spirit of Almighty God Allah right now. I'm way above my emotions. But one of our biggest problems, we accept everything under the sun that comes in our community and sells us whatever they want to sell us. So how in the hell could I get mad at anybody that comes and profit off of us when we allow it? And one of us open up a business, right? And we won't support each other at all. I don't give a damn if it was just toilet tissue and you knew you needed toilet tissue. You'll go down to Hafiz or whoever and buy your toilet tissue rather than buying it from your brother or buying your soap from your sister. That's how sick we is. And this is why these people easily take advantage of that. So this man got an early retirement. See, $48,500 is not a lot, but it's a hell of a lot of money when you don't have it. And most police officers don't really make money. The average police officer will maybe net yearly $32,000, if that, depending on where they work at, what city. Most of them may not even net that, $32,000. So to get off of $48,500 when your last check might have been $400 or less, quite naturally you're going to jump on that. Plus, you also got 600 hours of unpaid leave time. Good God Almighty. Hell, it's kill a nigga day now for white folks or whoever. The police, period. This is not going to be the last one. Huh? Sean Bell, just about to get married. Did you forget Sean Bell? Yeah, you forgot Sean Bell. The morning of his marriage. His newlywed waiting to see her new husband. God damn. She got to see him in a casket and we ain't do nothing. We as a people. See? Doing something doesn't mean going crazy and picking up guns. You're not going to win that way. See? Malcolm said the ballot or the bullet. I'm not a voter. I'm not a voter. That's just me. It's my personal choice. Right? They have a social equality that we got to disrupt. Well, what is that, brother? All these agencies, these offices, mayor, chief, police, council, this one, that one, blah, blah, blah. We got to disrupt that. You really want to beat these crackers? You really want to beat these crackers at their own game? Learn the game. Get out your feelings. Get out your emotions. And get your thinking cap on. The black man has 7.5 ounces of pure brain. We don't even use a third of that. When the white man has 7 ounces of grafted brain. 7 ounces of grafted brain. The black man has 7.5 ounces of pure brain. What am I talking about? We can beat these crackers at their own game. Shut them down. Master Fard Muhammad came in 1930 and raised the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. The honorable Elijah Muhammad stood Minister Farrakhan up before the entire nation of Islam and said, "This is my minister. Follow him. Wherever he say go, you go. Wherever he say stay from, you stay from. You don't have to be a member of the nation of Islam to take wisdom." Farrakhan is over 80 years old, and he's still piping like he was 25. Still speaking truth. Never sold black people out. Doesn't have that kind of history. He has a history of standing up and speaking the truth regardless to the circumstances. You don't have to be a member of the Nation of Islam to stand behind a man like Farrakhan who don't give a damn about them crackers. Tell them all the time, come and get me if that's what you want. The Jews hate Farrakhan so much that he never said nothing foul or ignorant about them. They stood at one of his meetings in New York and chanted, "We want Farrakhan. We want Farrakhan. How you want him? We want him dead. Well, damn it, come and get him." This was back in the 80s. They knew better. They knew better. I'm trying to tell you something, family. When you organize and structuralize and build your military from the inside, like the city of Troy, they had to penetrate on the inside in order to destroy the city. We got to get on the inside. We can't keep barking and fighting and arguing from the outside. All this picketing and marching, we got to destroy that. Move like soldiers. See? I don't know if I'm making any sense at all. But I'm telling you, man, it hurt me to my heart. It hurt me to my heart to know that this officer received $48,500 plus 600 hours of unpaid lead time for the assassination of Philando Castillo. Even if you didn't charge him or convict him with that, you could have convicted him with reckless endangerment, because he shot randomly in the vehicle with a baby in the back. I got a baby, man. Y'all see my baby on the page? Would you let my baby die? Is you that kind of damn coward? If you saw somebody wanting to kill my baby, ask me the same question. I'm going to ride or die for your baby if I'm on this scene. And anybody that know me would tell you straight up, they ain't no coward of me, but I'm a wise God, man. I'm not no foolish child. I don't move on emotions. This is what this cracker want us to do. They are listening. The Facebook trolls and the Facebook FBI and all these people, they're listening right along with us. But they know that there's a God on the scene and we don't fear no man. Huh? We don't fear no man. This is serious times we living in, DJ said. Yes, indeed, big bruh. We got to get it together, because it's open season. Kill a nigga and retire. We asked the question in the last video, who killed Mia Sota Familia in New York City? The police officer that was gunned down in the Bronx by a random shooter. They tried to call him an assassinator. No, the officer that shot Philando Castillo was an assassinator. The officer that shot Mike Brown was an assassinator, especially Mike Brown. Because guess what? Mike Brown didn't do a damn thing wrong. He was in that store on official business. And the people that owned the store knew it, but they had to keep it quiet based on the nature of the business that they had with Mike Brown. So it had nothing to do with what transpired in the store. It had everything to do with what transpired when the cocky police officer pulled over and tried to make them do something they felt that they didn't have to do. See, that's what's wrong with these crackers. They just like the slave catchers. Huh? They're no different. They're more organized and well structured now, and they well financed. The average police, if not all of them, steal and rob from drug dealers. Where in the hell do you think they get majority of their money from to buy these high-tech, the high-tech equipment that they have in your local police officer, in your local police department? I'm sorry. Where in the hell you think they get the money from? Robbing, stealing from drug dealers. Been doing it for years. They bust a couple of them and you think it's over. Can the devil fool the Muslim? No, not nowadays. Because we up on them. Huh? The average local police department, especially in the bigger cities, Detroit, Chicago, New York, California, Atlanta, they rob the drug dealers blind. Huh? I'ma seize this money because it's drugs money. And you don't never see the money again. Well, where did it go? If you seizing drug money, why, and especially if it's in the black community, why aren't you putting a percent of that drug money into the local schools? It's simple. They don't give a damn. They don't give a damn. You know that as well as I know that. I'm not saying nothing new under the sun. There's nothing that I said thus far is new to anybody that's listening. The only problem that we got is uniting and separating. There's black women on this feed that I know that are good cooks, good cleaners, good sewers, good business minds. There's black men on this feed that I know that are wise God, intelligent black men. We can separate and build our own, rebuild Black Wall Street. Huh? Get away. I love Jay-Z. But that was a trap. What do you mean by that, brother? I'll explain to you what I'm talking about. I understand he's partially trying to cross over, partially. But he's under a regime that's only going to give him so much rope. That's why I love Farrakhan, because he answers to no man. See? So we get trapped off into the new rap album. And while we steady debating and posting about that, Officer Geronimo Yans was awarded $48,500 for the assassination of Philando Castillo right in front of his fiance and the baby. And them crackers didn't even give a damn. They put handcuffs on her. Huh? You ever seen the movie Troy? When they had the fight scene and he killed the king's son and confiscated the king's son's body, and the king had to go beg for the body of his son. This is what they do. They kill our people cold-bloodedly and confiscate the body. They didn't even, when they killed Tamir Rice in Cleveland, his mother couldn't even see her own son's body for almost a month or two, if not longer. God knows what they did to that baby. You dealing with some wicked people. As long as Allah gives me breath, I will continue to log in. I believe what I'm doing is to help my leader, teacher, and guide, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, deliver the 30 to 40 million more dead to the Lamb of God, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. I'm talking about you and I. Because we dead, family. Some of you may say, I ain't dead. Maybe you're not. because you ain't felt that wrath yet. We don't want you to go through that. We don't want you to go through that. Exactly. Terrorists. These people are worse than ISIS. They lured you into this Islamic phobia thing to distract you. As they put their scheme together, as they plotting, they're preparing a global police force. Do you know what that is? That means the United Nations and members of world armies will come together with law enforcement in the United States, and instead of you having police officers, you're going to have global militarized a police force. Look here, family. I do apologize for taking up too much of your time. But please believe me when I tell you this. If we don't get it together, as I stated in the last or the previous video, we're going to repeat a vicious cycle. That is, leave our next generation, if they survive, fighting the same fight. Dr. King in 1964 stood over the shoulder of Lyndon B. Johnson. As Lyndon B. Johnson was signing off on the Civil Rights Bill, a bill that was being put together by the late President John F. Kennedy before he was assassinated. And in the heart of Dr. King and those that was with him, they believed that they had made a great accomplishment, and they did. But what they didn't realize, that they were dealing with the devil. Not because they're white, but because they're wicked. So as Lyndon B. Johnson was signing it, they already had their congregation tearing it apart. That's why the Civil Rights Bill don't amount to anything today. They show you that. They were on horse and buggies. Huh? The police in 2017, in the new millennium, is killing more black people than the Klan did in the early 60s, the late 50s and the early 60s, or the 40s. The police today is killing more black people than the Klan did. And they, meaning the police, are being paid for it with your dollars. Taxation without representation is wrong. See? This is what we're dealing with. But I believe that there's a God on the scene that will assure our security as a people, our survival. We have to unite and come together, family. That is our only option. Unite and come together. Otherwise, the blood will rise to the horse's bridle, and so shall it be the coming of the Son of Man. And if you sitting here still waiting on Jesus of 2,000 years ago, you got a serious wake-up call. You got another thing coming. Because these white people don't believe in the God that you believe in. If you look at that picture that we put with that officer standing behind that plaque that they put up in that city, out of the Bible, showing you they don't believe. Because they awarded this monster $48,500 plus 600 hours of unpaid leave time. And he has already gotten his money. He already got his money. So with that being said, I want to thank you, family, for allowing me a few minutes of your time. I pray, Almighty God Allah, that I said nothing to offend anyone. for that is not the intention. The ultimate goal is to participate in the rise of our people as a nation, as a free people, even if it means surrendering our lives so that our future generation can survive. We need to pull our children out of these schools and educate our children. Don't worry about how you're going to eat or how you're going to pay your bills. If you believe in God, as you said, or if you believe in Allah, or if you believe in Jah, Moses, whoever you believe in, then know for a surety, black people will survive. And white people know that. And another thing, white people can't survive without us. Thank you for listening. I'll leave you as I came before you. In the nation, greeted words of peace and paradise. Assalamu alaikum. Hotep, peace.